Hi, thanks for coming back to my channel. I'm your Everyday Joe. Today we're going to be doing a side-by-side comparison, a versus video between the Ninja Foodi and the Power Air Fry Oven. I know you guys have all been waiting for me to do one of these, so make sure you stick around. We're going to do a couple of tests in this. First off, we know that the Ninja Foodi stands on its own here with pressure cooking and steaming. So, that's obviously we're not going to be testing for that. This one here can't handle it. The Power Air Fryer is basically just an oven air fryer. This is a pressure steamer and air fryer. Now, obviously you can see from the size differences here, they're pretty close, if we take a measurement, this one here is about 15 inches in height, where this is probably around 13 inches. And the width about equally the same. This is probably about 11 to 12 inches. And this, if you want to count the handles here, probably about 14 inches. So, overall, they're pretty close to each other here. So today we're going to be doing a couple of air frying tests. One of them is bagels. Well, obviously in the Power Air Fryer here, if you got the standard version, you probably came with 3 shelves. I got 5 shelves in mine. Each shelf can handle 2 bagels. So here we have the bagel set. So you can see that you can set 2 bagels per shelf. So you got 3 shelves, 6 bagels, but you do have to rotate the shelves in between cooking. So you can cover 2 bagels in the Power Air Fry oven. Now let's take a look at the Foodi. On the Foodi, you're going to be air frying it in this basket here. It's got the diffuser, which we'll talk about as we get cooking here. So in here, now I know I can fit one. So you can see one, possibly half of another. We're going to only cook the one. For comparison today, we're just going to cook 1 bagel per unit. We're going to set it probably at the same level, where here is going to be probably second shelf from the bottom. Here it's going to sit in your basket. So the Ninja Foodi is going to have its basket. This one here is going to have its shelf, roughly the same level. We're going to set it at about 350 degrees for about 4 or 5 minutes. We're going to take a look at them and see how they toast up. So I've got one in here already, and I'm going to put one on the shelf. Now obviously the differences here is no shelves, and if you've watched my other video here on the 1-year review on the Power Air Fryer, you'll know I've got some qualms with how the shelves go in. They don't have the brackets that go in all the way through. They have corrected that in the newer versions. So we're going to put this in here on the second from the bottom, which is roughly the same height as the basket going into the Ninja Foodi. All right. So we're going to take a little bit of olive oil or any oil you've got. We're just going to give it a quick spray here, just to give it a nice toast. Oh, let's spray this. So we're going to spray the bagel. Obviously, it's easier to spray before you put them in. So we're going to put the bagels in here. On the second shelf, we're going to close the door here, close the cover on the Ninja Foodi. We'll turn this one here on, power on, that one here, power on. We're going to be setting them to about 350, so we're going to go air crisp on that one. And if you notice on this one here, that was 390 also. We're going to set the temperature to 350 and the temperature here to 350. So we go 350, 350 for the time. Whoa, see, this one here just started automatically. We don't want to do that. So we got 5 minutes on that. And we start that one. This one here will start. So on the Power Air Fry oven, we're going to bring it down to 350. Time, 5 minutes. And then we start it. This has a nice little light in there. So we're going to let these go for about 5 minutes. And I'll bring you back when they come out, and we can take a look at it and talk about the differences. So one of the things that you can hear right off the bat is the sound from the Foodi. I'm not sure if you can hear it off my microphone. See, and compared to the air fry oven. I'm standing here. What I'm noticing is this Foodi, although I've changed it, this is my second one because I was getting a rattle. I'm not sure if you caught that in the original unboxing, but I was getting a rattle. The fan was rattling in it, so I changed it. It seems to have quieted down with a new one, but it still has a little bit of a rattle. I'm not sure if you can hear that, where the power air fry oven does not. The fan sounds a lot smoother. So, I mean, if you put your hand on this, you can almost quiet it down. So that's one of the issues I had originally with the Ninja Foodi. It is a little bit louder than the power air fry oven, but overall they're pretty comparable. All right, so they both finished now at 5 minutes at 350 degrees. Take a look. Open that up. Open that one up here. So you can hear that. It's pretty toasted. So it looks like that the Foodi did its job. It didn't burn it. It's actually nice and toasty. So we grab the one out of the power air fry oven. We'll put them side by side here. Okay. What I see right offhand is that the Ninja Foodi one seems to be a little bit lighter. The power air fry oven is a little darker here, so you can see the difference. I'm not sure if you see that. I'll get a close-up of this. Here's the difference between the Foodi. This is the Ninja Foodi here. Again, exactly the same times, about the same settings and height-wise. So you have the Foodi on this side here. Looks a little lighter. The power air fry oven looks more like it's toasted up nicely here. Okay, let's turn it around here. Didn't look like it's burnt. You know, looks good here. So overall, they look like they're identical, except for the air fryer oven seems to be a little bit more toasted, this one here. So for just a little plus on the power air fryer oven, you do have the option of raising it up higher and putting the bagels closer to the heat. Same thing here, but you'll have to use the rack to put in here, not the basket, which will help toast the top, but not so much the bottom. You're not going to get that diffuser to toast the bottom, depending on what you're looking to do. But you can move the food closer to the heating elements in order to get a better cook or a faster toast on it. Also, we use 350 degrees. You can go to 400. I've done that, and that seems to work pretty well too. The next test for the Ninja Foodi and the power air fry oven is potatoes. Now, I tried to get the closest I could to the same sizes, so I think these will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut wedges. We're going to season them up, basically just a little bit of olive oil. I have some basil, some onion powder, some garlic powder, some cayenne pepper, some grated cheese. So we're just going to mix it all together, and we're going to use a Ziploc bag. That way we get the seasoning in evenly, and we'll get them in the respective ovens. Start with these two potatoes around the same size. We're going to get them cut. Put them in this Ziploc bag. Hit it with maybe a tablespoon of olive oil and the seasoning mix. So put that in. Close up the bag. Give it a shake, 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 shake. Okay. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to take the ovens here. We're going to take that out. And I'm going to use one potato each, about 6. They came out to 6 wedges. So we're going to just lay them in there. I'm not going to spray the basket at all because it's non-stick. That's what I really like about this type of basket. Okay, we're going to put a couple of different sizes in there. So we got 2, 4, 5, and one last one. So we've got 6 in here. I'm going to put that in the Ninja Foodi. Next is we're going to grab the rack out of here. And I'm not sure if you can notice this yet, but with the Ninja Foodi, it tends to be a little bit easier to put things in and take things out of it. It just, because it opens from the top, so you can get right over the top of it. Where the power air fry oven, you've got to be in front of it and slide the racks in and out. So let's lay those across, get them kind of set up similar. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take the rack. We're going to put it around the same size, about the second from the bottom. Now, as we said in the earlier test, you can put these on a rack and raise them up higher, closer to the heat, but you're not going to get that all-around air, forced air pushed around it through that diffuser that's sitting in the bottom of the basket. That does help toast everything up, as opposed to the power air fryer oven where it doesn't have that. It just moves that air around through the screens. So we're going to close the top here, close that, close the door on the power air fryer oven. All right, so we're going to turn on the Ninja Foodi, go to Air Crisp. We're going to bounce that up to 400 for 20 minutes. Start that. And not sure if you can hear the little rattle when it starts, but do the same thing here. 400, 15 minutes, and we used the preset on here, which made it a lot easier. All right, so actually this was on 15 minutes. We're gonna bump it up 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes to make it even. So we're at 12:29 here, 13 minutes here, so this should finish at around the same time. I'm gonna pop open the Ninja Foodi and take a look. Say nice and brown, nice toasted. That was 20 minutes at 400 degrees. Next, we're going to take a look at the ones in the power air fry oven. Again, 20 minutes at 400 degrees. I'm wearing my oven glove here because this rack is scalding hot. So we can take a look at that. So you can see pretty close. These are cooked really well, pretty close. All right, so I'm going to put the power air fry oven versions here. Okay, put the rack back in there. Close that one. And we're going to take the basket out here and put the Ninja Foodi versions on this side here. I mean, they look really close. They both did really well. Now, if you take a look, now if you see, these here are in the Foodi. So you get some dark spots there. So it looks like you get some heat, uneven heat there. Also on the power air fry oven, you have some uneven heat. But overall, looking at the bottoms here, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I left the skin on them just because I like the skin on the wedges. But they look pretty even, pretty evenly cooked. And we're going to taste. I'm going to try to grab the largest one here because I want to make sure that it did cook. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you can see the heat just coming out of that. These things are scalding hot. Looks like they're pretty soft. I mean, cooked all the way through. Air fryer oven version. That's good. It's good. The seasoning works well on that one too. So I'm going to grab this one here. This is the largest piece here. And looks like it cooked all the way through here too. You know, you can see how soft it is. So it definitely is cooked. And these are very hot. Probably going to burn myself by testing them. Now it looks like both of them are pretty neck and neck here. Outside the little nuances, pretty neck and neck in the cooking. 400 degrees, 20 minutes. Both of them held their own. They cooked evenly. They didn't overcook them. They didn't burn them. They didn't undercook them. That would be even worse. But it seems to be pretty even between the Ninja Foodi and the power air fry oven. I've got one last test. We're going to be making some wings, some buffalo wings. All right, and now for my final test here between these two air fryers. I'm going to be making about a half a dozen wings. We're going to do buffalo wings here. I'm going to use sriracha for my buffalo sauce. So all we're going to do is, I've already washed and dried these. All we're going to do is coat them in some flour. In the flour, I've only got salt and pepper, kept it simple. And we're going to get them into the respective ovens. So let's get the chicken all floured up. So I'm just going to put them all in there. We'll do them all together. So we keep everything even. Okay. Close the bag up. Give it a shake. Just to get them nicely coated, because you don't want to fry, you don't want to air fry wings while they're wet. You want to make sure that it coats, and that's what the flour will help coat them and dry them out. So I've already patted them dry. So this is just a little bonus for the crunch. All right, so we're going to just grab 3 of each, shake off the excess, get them in the Foodi here. I'm going to try to mix up the sizes here because I've got a couple of larger sizes and a couple of smaller ones. So we got 3 in there. I'm going to grab the rack for the air fryer, the power air fry oven. I'm going to grab the rack and get the wings in there. 1, 2, and 3. Now, because we can't control the size of the wings, I've got larger piece here, larger piece there, and a couple small pieces. We're going to go by temperature. So after we run them for the amount of time, which we're going to run them at 400 degrees for 20 minutes, we're going to start. We're going to take the temperature. I'll take the temperature with a meat thermometer and make sure that we get to 165 degrees. Once we're there, we'll compare them side by side. So we're going to open that oven. Again, we're going to slide it to the bottom, or to the second from the bottom shelf. Okay, slide that in, close that up. We're going to start here, go to 400 for 20 minutes. Here, start that, turn that light on. It's nice having that light on this unit. Unfortunately, on the Foodi, you have to keep opening it up, which it's going to allow the heat to escape. So let's get this one here started. So we're going to turn it on, turn it on, select air crisp, go to 400, and for 20 minutes, we start that up. So we're going to let these go for about 20 minutes. Okay, we're about just over halfway through here, about 8 minutes left. I'm going to give them a flip here so we can take a look to see what they look like so far. So let's take a look at that. And they look like somewhat done, so we're going to flip them. All right, and slide them back in to the second tier. Close that up. Okay, that started up. A little flip here. Looks like the bottoms are actually toasted nicely. Nice and crispy at the bottom. So we're going to put those back in. All right, so now this ought to start again. We got about just over 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes here, and about 8 minutes there. So when this is done, I'm going to bring you back. They should be done. They look almost done now. We just want to get them nice and crispy all the way around. So I'll see you when these come up. So let's get my platter. And let's take a look to see what these things look like here. So here's the Ninja Foodi. Looks like pretty crispy. Really nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are done because I can see the texture on it. So I'm willing to bet it's probably well above the 160, 165. So take a look at the power air fry oven here. Now I did rotate the wings in there one time. Okay. So you can see the differences here. Okay, so you can see this is the power air fry oven. Although they look good, probably not as crispy as these here out of the Ninja Foodi. Okay, you can turn them around. It looks like the bottoms, these were the ones that were touching the grid of the basket. They seem to be much more browned and crispy, and you can actually hear it. You know how crispy they are. I mean, they both look pretty good. So I'm going to go with the Ninja Foodi as being better. It seems to have a more brown and crispy look to them and texture. So the main difference here is basically the quantity, the volume that you want to make. They both look like they've reached the temperatures. They're both the same, but if you like them a little bit more on the crispy side, Ninja Foodi will do that at the expense of volume. So you're not going to be able to run as many, put as many in there, and you do have to shake it up more often. Where the power air fry oven, you just switch the racks. So they do cook really well. So I'm going to get the buffalo sauce on them. Okay. So while they're still warm, you want to get them into a stainless steel bowl. Works best because it retains the heat. So we're just going to put them all in there and see if we can tell the difference. So I'm just going to get the sriracha in there like this. Okay. And just give them a toss just to get them coated. So you get a nice coating on them. They look great. They smell good too. Okay, so let's get them out here on the bowl. On the platter here, you see they're still smoky, still very hot. Now I know that this one here, the actual winglet, was on the power air fry oven, and the large drumette was here. So we're just going to take a taste on it and see what the texture is. Now you can hear that. It's a really nice and crispy crust on it. Really good. Okay, and now we'll do the same with the power air fry oven version. Again, very close. I mean, it's tough to even tell them apart here. So we're just gonna pull that off. Wow, this is really hot, but we're gonna go in for it anyway. Good. Yeah, definitely gives it a nice crunchy crust around if that's what you like, how you like your buffalo wings. Really does a good job on it. They both do. Again, volume is the big difference here. If I was to give it to one for volume and one for texture, the Ninja Foodi for the texture, the power air fry oven for volume. Also, I want to point out one other piece that I noticed while on this style of air fryer, the basket style, they can tend to smoke up a little bit as the oil drips into the base pan. They'll start to smoke up, and I did notice a little bit of smoke in there. One of the tips that they've advised is to put maybe a couple tablespoons of water in the bottom of the pan, so when the oil hits it, it doesn't smoke up. So that's a nice little tip. The power air fry oven, I didn't have to do that. It didn't seem to be smoking up or as much or as noticeable as the Ninja Foodi. So again, that's another takeaway from this segment. So I'm gonna clean all this up, and we'll recap basically what we've done here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. All right, so now that we've completed this side by side with the Ninja Foodi and the power air fry oven, my take on it, and again, this is just my personal opinion, is depending on whether or not you have a smaller meal to make or feeding a larger group, is going to depend on which one I would take anyway and what I would recommend. If you're making smaller meals, the Foodi will probably be your bet. For larger meals, the power air fry oven, because of the extra racks. For obvious reasons, if you do a lot of pressure cooking and steaming, then obviously your Foodi will be the way to go. But as you could see in the test that we ran today, everything pretty much cooked the same way. There wasn't much difference in time or cooking. The chicken, honestly, I would go with the Foodi for the crispiness, but it was crisped up from the bottom better than the top. And that probably has a lot to do with that diffuser that's at the bottom that helps circulate the air up, where the power air fry oven did not have that. Other than that, they're pretty even all the way down, except for, again, capacity here and the extra crisping here that seems to work better. So it's kind of a toss-up either way. You can check out some of the meals that I cooked on this channel using the Ninja Foodi, and I plan on making more there. And don't worry guys, I'm not going to neglect the Power Air Fry oven. I still have a few things up my sleeve to cook on this channel. But all in all, I think price-wise, they're the same. Cooking-wise, pretty close together. Again, this is my take. Hope you enjoyed the video. And anything you like to add for this comparison, just go ahead and put it down in the comment section below. I'm going to post up a couple of videos here for the Foodi and the Power Air Fry oven. Give me some thumbs up, give me some comments, share the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.